Hey guys, this is Jonathan Feist for Drone Rush, and won't you join me as we explore DJI's booth and presentations at AUVSI Xponential in Denver. As this was largely a commercial drone convention, DJI had the Agras MG-1S on display. This is a large agricultural drone made as a sprayer for crops. It's controlled by an A3 flight controller with dual compasses and radar sensors that control the height, making sure it stays the optimal height above your crops. It has forward, backward obstacle avoidance sensors and a 10-liter tank. In the old days, a crop duster would fly over top and just dump chemicals all over your crops. That's not true anymore, as the Agras MG-1S has 4 nozzles that are controlled independently front and back. It has 3 different spraying modes to make sure you get the optimal amount of spray where it's needed. This is a big drone measuring almost 5 feet across. Scooting along, you'll be looking at about 16 miles per hour of operational speeds, but you can get close to 33 miles per hour if you just open up the throttle. On a full load, you're looking at about 10 minutes of flight time, about 20 minutes on an empty load. This drone is basically built to suit, but it starts around $15,000. DJI once again had their flight simulator on hand for us to play with. However, this time I received full confirmation. And I'm sorry to say, this flight simulator is DJI's property. They are not looking to sell it or hand it out to consumers at this point. You'll have to get to one of their shows, one of their conventions, to give it a try. If one drone could sum up DJI's entire experience at AUVSI Xponential, it would be the Mavic 200 series. They had the M200 and the M210 flying around, and we got to watch it in the air outside several times during multiple presentations. The drone is capable of nearly 40 minutes of flight, and it's IP43 certified, which was good. It rained a little bit, and the drone had no issues at all. Top speed with this drone is around 53 miles per hour. The remote control has a crystal sky display built in, and it's actually a dual remote control configuration. The idea is that one pilot controls the drone itself, and the other controls the cameras. And the cameras are the name of the game here. You can have up to 3 simultaneous cameras running in 4 different slots. For starters, just like the Inspire 2 as we've seen before, there's a dedicated FPV camera for the pilot. This is a simple 2-axis gimbal camera for navigation. From there, you can install the actual payloads. You can hang 1 or 2 cameras on the front and the bottom, or you can install 1 up on the top. Camera options include cameras such as the older Zenmuse X4S, the X5S, the Z30, but DJI was here at the show to introduce the brand new thermal XT2 camera. This thermal camera was built by FLIR. It's a 12 megapixel sensor. One of the advantages to this setup is they have different color palettes available. Operators can choose from a selection of styles to view their heat signatures in the area. As you might imagine, firefighters may need a different view than a commercial inspection. To get the most out of this, DJI has built a new application. It's called DJI Pilot. This is purpose-built for the XT2 cameras. And we got to see that camera connected to the M200 series, but it also connects to the Mavic 600 Pro as well. Intel and Aireon joined DJI for the outdoor unmanned experience. But while Intel and Aireon were showing off their products, DJI also allowed you to fly. Participants could take control of the Mavic Pro. Now, why the Mavic Pro, you ask? Oh, that's easy. OcuSync. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but the Mavic Air is a great drone for flying by yourself. The Mavic Pro, on the other hand, with OcuSync, enables a dual pilot experience. This was purely a safety measure. Well, you and I could pick up the controls and fly the Mavic Pro in the skies. A DJI representative had that second controller just to make sure we didn't do anything silly. It was a fun experience to get to see new people trying drones for the first time. If you're worried about that Mavic Air, don't worry, it was at the show as well, and it flew in the cage inside all week at the hands of Francisco. He demonstrated the basics, but every once in a while he would unleash it and use those hand gestures. Finally, DJI had an aeroscope on hand. My apologies to our friend Michael from DJI. I got our lines crossed and I didn't get to set up a meeting so that we could specifically go through a demonstration of aeroscope. But for you and I, aeroscope is a drone tracking tool. As you know, the FAA is working on some sort of licensing service for drones for you and I to fly at home. DJI's approach is this box. It tracks all drones in the area, and supported drones will identify their info. That said, this approach does not provide pilot information. This is DJI's approach to keep things legal in the air, but protect your privacy as a pilot. In addition to the booth and outdoor flying experience, many representatives of DJI presented at the educational sessions at AUVSI Xponential. But that about wraps up our coverage of DJI at the show. As always, we appreciate that thumbs up, and if you want to see what we come next, subscribe and be sure to hit that bell icon to get notifications. Thanks again all, fly safe.